without attacking anybody, without going outside script. He's done so well. If we did that, all of us, we'll have a very good debate. The Honorable Jack Wamboka, this is your chance.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to speak. But first, let me make this clear, that we will debate in the way we deem fit and necessary, as long as it conforms to the laws of this House. So nobody should lecture us, Honorable Speaker, how to align our debates, how to debate, and on that, Honorable Soro, keep quiet. Honorable Speaker, I rise to oppose the Finance Bill 2026 in its present form. And let me say from the outset what this debate, Honorable Speaker, is not about. It is not about whether the state needs money or not, Honorable Speaker. Of course it does. Roads have to be built, Honorable Speaker. Hospitals must be stocked. And you know my pet subject of teachers. Of course, teachers have to be paid, teachers have to be hired, and police, and so forth, Honorable Speaker. My quarrel with this bill, Honorable Speaker, is how the government wants to raise the revenue, Honorable Speaker. When you read it closely, and not just in the headline rates, but in the schedules where the real work is done, this is a bill that will make life more expensive to ordinary Kenyans. And it does so quietly, Honorable Speaker. It's like cancer. It eats you quietly, but ultimately you are destined for death, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, my single biggest problem with this bill is that it hides price increases inside technical tax languages. Its favorite trick is to move essential goods from zero-rated VAT to exempt VAT. To most Kenyans, these two words sound the same. And of course, it's very mischievous, Honorable Speaker, of the government. They are not the same. And the difference is money out of pocket of the Mwananchi. Honorable Speaker, when a good is zero-rated, the seller charges no VAT and still recovers the VAT paid on inputs. So the goods are truly free of the tax. When a good is merely exempt, the seller charges no VAT but cannot recover the VAT on inputs. So that tax becomes a cost of doing business and is passed on the consumers, who are the ordinary Kenyans, Honorable Speaker, and that is what we are saying. Life becomes more expensive. The life for Kenyans this time, this period, in this government has become more unbearable. So when the bill takes medicine manufacturing inputs, animal feed inputs, solar and lithium batteries, electricity buses, and even bicycles, Honorable Speaker, who uses bicycles? Are the common Mwananchi, the small people down there. Every big person can afford a car. Honorable Speaker, clean cooking stoves and locally assembled phones and moves them from zero-rated to exempt. It is quietly pushing costs onto the consumer. The Mwananchi will not see a new line on the receipt, but they will feel it at the counter. If you tax the inputs of medicine, medicine becomes more expensive. And that is healthcare, Honorable Speaker. Every government has a responsibility to ensure that it leads a citizenry that can afford healthcare. So if medicines go up, Honorable Speaker, the cost of healthcare goes up. And that is what we are saying, that this government must be relevant to the needs, day-to-day needs of the people, and that the cost of living goes up. And Honorable Speaker, we all represent Kenyans. It does not matter whether you represent a Kenya Kwanza government, a Kenya Kwanza citizen, or a Linda Mwananchi citizen, Honorable Speaker. A Kenyan citizen is a Kenyan citizen. Honorable Speaker, if you tax the inputs to clean energy, the family trying to leave charcoal and kerosene behind pays more. This is why I call this a cost of living bill. It does not shout. It does not raise headline VAT rate. It raises the cost of living through the back door. And honestly, Honorable Speaker, it kills slowly, but ultimately, Mwananchi goes down. I come from a sugarcane farming region, Honorable Speaker. And this now tax are applicable to sugarcane transportation. And the Honorable Meli knows this, Honorable Speaker, because at the end of the day, if this one is introduced, Honorable Speaker, the manufacturers will pass this cost to the consumer, Honorable Speaker. We are still struggling with the prices, the tonnage prices that have been lowered by this government, Honorable Speaker. Whereas cost of living is going up, the tonnage, the cost of per ton, Honorable Speaker, for sugarcane is going down. Where on earth, Honorable Speaker? Where on earth? Only an insensitive government that does not respect itself goes through these things, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, finance bill should not punish people for buying the very goods that our own national policy tells them to buy. We cannot stand in this house and speak about universal health care, food security, and a green economy, and then pass tax measures that make health, food, and clean energy more expensive. This is not a revenue policy. This is a contradiction written into law, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm equally concerned that this bill taxes the digital economy in a way that lands hardest on small people. It pulls card payment fees, switching, clearing, and settlement system into a tax net in a way that raises the cost of electronic payment. These are not luxuries. These are the payment roads of a modern economy. The trader receiving money on a card machine, the shopkeeper, the young person paying online, the citizen paying for a government service on their phone, all of them travel these roads, Honorable Speaker. The state asks Kenyans to go digital, to formalize, to leave cash behind. It cannot in the same breath make the digital road more expensive, Honorable Speaker. Who uses this digital platform, Honorable Speaker? They are young people. These are young people who probably just sit at home, who make a living, Honorable Speaker, out of the digital platforms. Some of them work at night. So when you make it more expensive, whom are you punishing? You are punishing the very Mwananchi you promised that you will lift them from the bottom to up. And it has become now from bottom to bottom and to the bottomless bottom, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, and then there is a phone. The bill proposes a 25% excise duty on mobile phones, charged at the moment the phone is activated, Honorable Speaker. The phone is no longer a luxury in this country. And you know it. The phone may be a luxury to senior people in this country because you just need to call and receive. But for young people in this country, Honorable Speaker, the phone is a way to earn a living, Honorable Speaker. It is how a young person looks for a job, how a student learns and receives their notes, Honorable Speaker, work on their assignments, Honorable Speaker, how a farmer checks the market, how a mother sends money, how a citizen reaches a citizen. To tax a phone at activation is to tax the very doorway into the modern economy. It will be felt by students, job seekers, border borders, by small traders, and by ordinary families. If the real concern is luxury handsets, Honorable Speaker, then tax the high-end taxes, Honorable Speaker, and leave alone these young people who cannot deal with the issues. Honorable Speaker, the question before us is, in the end, Honorable Speaker, A finance bill must raise finances in a manner that does not make life unbearable. In this case, Honorable Speaker, the finance bill that we are talking about makes life too difficult for every